my name's Sam and welcome to my channel So Let's Sparkle with Sam, and today is my little bit of sparkle of the week. So welcome! Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps out my channel and it's lovely to have you here time and time again. So it is that time of the week again where we're going to have another little bit of sparkle. I talk about my sewing, everything fabric sewing, my sewing journey, and a little bit of life. So if that's something that you'd like to hear about, I've got a fabric box to share with you today. I've got 2 new makes and a few other little bits and pieces from life. So if that's something that you like to hear about, then yeah, you are welcome. I have got my little cup of extra. Get yourself sat down, buckle up, and we'll talk some sparkly sewing. So first things first, thank you so much as always. I am blown away. Every week I do a video and every week I get such lovely comments, compliments and thank yous on my channel down in the comments box, and it's really, really lovely. So I just want to say thank you very much. I am still a little under the weather. I'm recovering from shingles. It has kind of got a hold of me, but I'm battling on, taking lots of rest, taking lots of your advice, lots of naps, and I'm really, really lucky because I've managed to kind of make my workload a little less for the next couple of weeks due to the summer holidays. So yeah, I've managed to move some things around, make sure that I can rest and recover properly. But I have to say, coming here and doing these vlogs just makes my day, and I really, really enjoy it. But I do appreciate all of your kind words and lovely comments. So thank you so much. So those of you that watched last week, my little bit of sparkle last week, depending on when you watched, may have thought, hey Sam, what's going on? So if you were the first 103 people to watch in the first kind of 28 minutes that it was up, then yeah, you will have watched a slightly different vlog to everyone else, and that's because I made a mistake. So I got my lovely stretch box from the lovely Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door, and due to the fact of the shingles giving me quite severe brain fog and me not being too well, the box had come through and I thought, oh, that means the boxes have been delivered, therefore I'll do a vlog and I'll kind of show everybody, not realising that Andrea had actually sent me the box early and not everyone had got their boxes. So if I spoilt the surprise for anyone, I am so sorry. Totally my fault. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop in now what I did pop in for everybody last week. And yeah, tell you all about the box, what was in the box and what my plans were for making it. And then I'll come back and tell you what I actually did. And the first thing that's come in is the stretch box, not a subscription box. So the lovely Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door, she does a stretch box once a month. You have to be very quick. On the 15th of the month, you can order a stretch box and then it comes shortly after that. And I received mine. So I have opened it. In my box, I got some clear elastic, which is very handy for stretchy makes. I got not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 Moams, and one of them's the green one. I'm so glad that I managed to film this today, because that means that I can eat these Moams this afternoon now. So as soon as Mr. Sparkles has made our lovely Sunday lunch, then I can have Moams for my pudding. Yum. Love those. They're my favourite. And then some Maraflex thread in this gorgeous wine burgundy colour. For those of you that like to know these kinds of things, it's colour 369. Gorgeous. And the fabric. And here is the fabric. I've washed it. It's been washed. It's dried on my line. And look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? I think it's really beautiful. The colours are just very me. I love these colours. And it's just a beautiful print. I love it. I love it. I mean, there hasn't been a stretch box that I haven't loved. But I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And I've already decided, well, I've chosen 3 patterns that I'd like to make it up. So last month's stretch box, I made the Lunar Tank by Helen's Closet, which I absolutely love. And I literally, I've wear that top on repeat. I love it. But I thought, actually, now I'm thinking I'd like to make things that are kind of, I know it's still summer and it's still very hot, but like to make things that kind of move me forward for the later summer and maybe early autumn. And this definitely gives me kind of autumn vibes as well as being very summery. So my 3 options are the Tilly and the Buttons Freya dress. And then, so what I will do with that is the Freya dress comes as a mock turtleneck and a cow neck, but what I was thinking of doing is having the shape of it, because I love the shape of that dress, with a short sleeve, and then instead of having the mock or the cow neck, because I've only got 1.5 meters of this, so that would not be enough to do the cow neck, is to just bind the lower neckline. So basically just draw in the lower neckline that is the cow neck and then just bind it and have it as a little cheeky Freya dress, which I think would be really lovely. The other option going along those lines is another dress that I've made a lot, another free pattern, which is the Galina pattern, Galina, not quite sure how you say that, by Styler Patterns. I will pop a picture of that there. I have made it in a long balloon sleeve version, but I've never made the short sleeve version, so I was thinking making that. So whereas the Freya is more of a kind of a t-shirt style and it goes in and flares out, the Galina is more of a fit and flare, so it's kind of a fitting and then it's a flared more circle skirt, and I think that that would be very lovely. And then the third option is a Agnes top, another Tilly and the Bottoms. Tilly and the Buttons. Oh, I need blooper reel this week. So Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top, because then I can use the clear elastic that I got in my box to do the little ruched detail that she does on the front, and I quite like that on the Agnes. So I'm thinking I'd probably do a 3/4 sleeve one with the little ruche, and I think it would be really, really lovely. I'd probably end up with some leftover, so I don't know whether I could kind of mix and match it with some other fabric to make another little top, or just use it to make some really lovely summery headbands, because I think this would make some lovely headbands. So yeah, so that's my stretch box. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting that made up before the end of the month. Ta-da! As if like magic. So yeah, so you can probably tell. So I went for the Galina pattern in the end with no sleeves. I'll just stand up so I can show you. And yeah, it's kind of a tank skater dress. I'll pop a picture of me doing a little twirl in it, because I think the twirl really kind of shows it off. It's a beautiful tank dress. It very much takes me back to my youth. I feel like I'm in the 1990s again, and kind of in my skater dress, and yeah, and I just absolutely love it. So what I did is I used the basics of the Galina. So I used the bodice and the skirt. Now it is a very, very full skirt, and I had to do a bit of pattern Tetris. So when you see the pictures, you may notice that the back panel is cut on 2 pieces, and that's just because that's the only way that I could get it out. And then the bands, I've used the band. So what I did with using the neckband, I used the neckband from the pattern. And from the armbands, what I did is I measured the sleeve. And as you can see, I've got a lovely close fit. It's just so comfortable. I measured the arm hole, if you like, and then took that measurement and got 80% of that measurement. So let's say it was 50 centimeters, then I cut it at 40 centimeters and then did the band. And I just did the band in the same way as I did the neckband. I think I did it slightly differently to the instructions in the Galina instructions. It's a free pattern, so feel free to go and have a look. I just did it slightly differently because this is the way that I normally put bands on, and I just felt much more comfortable doing it that way. And as I said, I had such a small amount of fabric to work with. I think I did really well getting it out of 1.5 meters. I've got a dress with a full skirt, but I had no extras, so I didn't want to take very much of the length away by doing a large hem, so I just used rainbow thread and did a very small rolled hem on my overlocker, and it ended up being a little bit wider than I thought it was going to be, but I'm very happy with it, and you can just see little pops of rainbow along the bottom, and I'm very happy with that. So yeah, all in all, a lovely stretch box, and yeah, and I got it all sewn up and done and completed. So now I can set my alarm ready for the 15th of August, the next box, the next stretch box. Don't forget, you do need to set your alarm. If you would like to order a stretch box from Andrea, it's not a subscription box, it's a one-off monthly box, and they do sell out quite quickly. And I can't wait to find out what's in the next box. So there were actually 2 colourways. I didn't know this at the time when I did my box opening, but there's 2 colourways. There's this colourway and then another kind of more purplies and blues and greens colourway. And you'll need to pop over to my lovely friend Tamlin. I think she has got a vlog planned soon with her make. So in the different colourway, if you fancy seeing that. So yeah, so that's what's kept me busy this week. So the next makes, to be fair, wasn't so much this week, it was last week and this week, but I've been making them again for Andrea. I've been very busy working for Beyond the Pink Door last month. Again for Andrea. Andrea runs a pattern of the month every month, and I really love it because I've got lots of patterns, but it's just nice sometimes to have the decision taken away from you and for someone to say, no Sam, you don't have to choose what pattern you're going to make. You're going to make this one. And I have to say, I'm really glad that that's happened this month. And the pattern of the month is the Matchy Matchy Peplum Split Tank, or is it Split Peplum Tank? I'm not sure. I'll pop it along the bottom so I remember I got it the right way round. And yeah, and I really, really love it. I've got really into Matchy Matchy patterns recently, and I've even bought the Matchy Matchy book. I'll pop a picture of it up here, and I'm looking forward to trying some of the patterns that are in there, because Matchy Matchy kind of went by somehow. I'd heard about them, but yeah, I don't know. I think from some of the pictures, I just wondered whether it wasn't really my style, but actually I've really enjoyed making up the patterns. So yes, so that is the pattern of the month. I'll pop a picture of my fish. So it's the Harbour Catch cotton from Beyond the Pink Door, and I made the fish version. I absolutely love this. Really, really beautiful. But before I made that, I thought, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a toile and make sure that I'm happy with it before I make it up in the Beyond the Pink Door fabric. And I actually had some gingham from Beyond the Pink Door, some red gingham, and I thought, oh, I'll make it up with that. I think red gingham will be really lovely as a kind of floaty tank top, and I'll make that up and see how it goes. So I've got all of my pattern pieces out, and I could see on the pattern piece that it said view A and view B, but it said view A and view B on the same pattern piece. So I thought, oh, well, it doesn't, then maybe it doesn't matter what I had failed to notice is that there was 2 lines. So one of the lines was you folded it on that line for view A and you cut it on the other line for view B. I made a mistake and I cut it on the wrong line. So I ended up thinking, oh, this is not going to fit because I've cut it on the shorter line. That was where I was meant to fold it. So now I'm going to have a little void in the middle, like everything isn't going to sit properly. Oh, shall I just cut it again? I had enough gingham. Shall I just cut it again? And then I was like, no, you are clever. You are creative. You can make this work, Sam. So make it work. So I did. And here it is. So apologies, it is a bit crinkly wrinkly. I have worn this on repeat. I absolutely love it. And I've just basically, I pop it in the washing machine and then I put it on a hanger and hang it on the line to dry. And I've literally just bought this in off the washing line. And you can see what I've done. I've just added a wee little piece of ladder trim. Now, I got this trim from a swaps table when I went to the social run by Kaz and Dan and Stuart, the lovely Sewing Bee gang. And yeah, and this was on the swaps table. There was quite a lot of it, actually. I got a decent roll of it. And yeah, and I used this. And I'm so glad because I mean, I don't know about you, but I think it looks like it's meant to be. It doesn't look like a mistake at all. And what I did is, because obviously I was going to be left with a void. So if I just turn it inside out, you can see how I've popped it on. So I've just kind of done like the little flat seams. And then this is my 1.5 centimetre that I was missing from the middle, and then it meant that when I put the band on it all fit beautifully. So yeah, and I even put a little label, a little Cozy Club Handmade, you're a sweetie, on the back. So if I'm wearing this, I don't know, at a farmer's market or something like that, and I'm stood in the queue and someone's behind me, they will know that they're a little sweetie. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I love the fish one too, and I can see me wearing that a lot. Particularly, I can see me wearing that perhaps going through with a cardigan over the top with a pair of jeans on. But equally, it's just as nice with either my white jeans or a little pair of shorts. And because of the way that the top is, it's very, very light and breezy. So yeah, so if you fancy 20% off this pattern, anytime through August, go onto the pink door. I'll pop the link down below and the discount gets automatically applied at the checkout. So you don't have to do anything, no code, nothing like that. You can just get a lovely easy breezy summer tank for 20% off. So that's a bit good, isn't it? So that was a lovely reminder that sometimes the best design happens when you make a mistake. Because, you know, was a very happy accident. So the other thing that I want to share with you is that I have finally finished the tropical shirt kit campaign. So I finished Baby Sparkle's tropical shirt, and then this week I finished Mr. Sparkle's tropical shirt. And yeah, I was making it purely from the kit from the lovely Liz at Flying Bobbins in a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous Provence linen. So it's a linen blend in an indigo, and it's just gorgeous in the so when it's just kind of sat on the table, it's like a lovely indigo blue, kind of like navy dark, beautiful. When it goes into sunlight, it kind of has an almost like purpley kind of hue to it, and it is just stunning, really beautiful. Mr. Sparkles is very happy with it, and I have got a picture of him modelling it. He chose the label, another label from Cozy Club Handmade. I love Cozy Club Handmade. Oh, and by the way, Cozy Club Handmade have their advent calendars ready to order. If you signed up, then I think you can already have ordered it. if you haven't signed up, then they are ready to order really, really soon. So go and have a look on her Instagram page, or I will try and find a link, because the idea of getting a whole box full of her beautiful labels in December just fills me with so much joy. So yes, I digress. Mr. Sparkles chose the Beach Please label, and he also chose where to put it. So he said, I'd like a little secret surprise that's just for me. So if you get the buttonhole, the button placket, and then the buttonhole placket that goes over the top, then just put the label on here. So it kind of just, when I do that, you just get a little flick of the label. And he was so chuffed with himself, and it looked really good. So yeah, so when he kind of like stands and opens his chest, the label just pokes out for you to say hello. And yeah, really loved it. And also, because it wasn't fairly plain, I used rainbow overlocking on the inside because, well, why not? It just makes me so happy. So I used rainbow threads on the last 3 of the overlocking cones, and then on the left needle, I always forget which one it is, and on the left needle I just used a really dark blue, almost black, and yeah, it's absolutely perfect, and I really loved making it. Yeah, and I'm just glad that another kit is finished and it's out of the cupboard and it is done. I have still got some kits left over, so I think I might do another kit session perhaps later in the year. I'm feeling like get your kit off in November could be quite refreshing. So if you haven't seen it yet already, the other thing that I did this week was I released my knicker tutorial. I have people ask me about how I make my knickers all of the time. It is one of the questions that come up time and time again in the comments, and it's been in a long time making. I keep saying, oh, I will try and make a knicker tutorial. So I have done it. I will pop it up here somewhere so you can go on and have a look. I use a free pattern, but to be honest, the tutorial would work with any pattern that has a front and back piece with 2 gussets, because I use the burrito method. And then you can use, I show you how to use fold over elastic, but again, you can use the same method. Obviously, if you were using a picot elastic or a lace elastic, then you would sew it on in a slightly different way. And I think at some point I might do a few different tutorials on how to make kind of knickers in different ways. But yeah, so I hope you enjoy that. And if you were inspired by the sewing bee this week and fancy giving some knickers a go, I promise you it's a nice, easy tutorial to follow. And yeah, and a great way of using up those jersey scraps, or indeed t-shirts. So there's a few things being gone on behind the scenes this week, as well as me having lots of kind of sewing time. I have been doing a few things admin wise on the website. So those of you that do visit my website regularly, thank you. That's very kind of you. I have been finishing this week's newsletter. I missed the newsletter last week because I just wasn't well enough. So I have been finishing this week's newsletter, and that goes out today. So if you do sign up for the newsletter, it goes out today. If you fancy signing up, then I do pop a link normally in most of my videos where you can sign up to my newsletter. And yeah, you just get a few more sneaky peeks of what goes on in my life, and anything new that's on the website, or any new workshops or anything that's coming up. I've also been doing a little bit of refreshing of my branding. So yeah, I've been kind of changing over the years my branding. It's the rocket is still, rockets and rainbows are still very much there, but I've changed the colour scheme a little bit so it looks more consistent through. Yeah, so do go and have a look and let me know what you think of that. It's one of those kind of work in progress. I don't get very much time to do that kind of thing, but it feels very good when I do it. The other thing is that me and my lovely friend Lynn, who run Much Ado About Stitching, which are the in-person socials that happen once a month, we have released the next 2 dates. So if you fancy coming to Stratford-upon-Avon in either November or December to come and sew with us, then those dates are now open on my website. So you book it through my website, and you just click on the Much Ado About Stitching, and then it'll take you to the available dates. I'm afraid that August and September is fully sold out. I think we have 1 spot left in October, but November and December dates are live. So yeah, it will be lovely to see you there and sew with you in Stratford-upon-Avon with my lovely friend Lynn really soon. So looking ahead this week, I'm looking forward to another busy week. I'm looking forward to the next episode of the Sewing Bee, Mexico week. I mean, I don't really know what to expect, but I'm there for it and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to my social sparkle sessions on Monday, so tomorrow. And that is between 10 and 12, and then on Friday, which is 7 till 9. I really love my social sparkle sessions. We've got a really lovely community and it's always really good fun, and we talk about just about everything, which is really lovely, but we do try and keep getting it back to sewing if we can. I've also got my Scottish frock tails dress to plan. I keep changing my mind. I did tell you that I was hoping to do the halter neck top and turn it into a dress. Unfortunately, when I did the toile, although the top is beautiful and I love the fit, when I turned it into a dress, I didn't quite like the way it hung on me. So I am having a little rethink on that. So I will come to you with some more details on that soon, hopefully. And then I'm also this week going to be working on a special challenge make for So Bold, and I have got a separate video coming out for that, but if you are interested, then go over and check out the lovely What Beck Sews and find out about a fantastic challenge that will be going on throughout August called So Bold. If you like sewing bold things in bold fabrics, or even fancy trying something new, because that's pretty bold, then go and find out all about that challenge, and you know, you could win a prize, which is always fun. I hope you've enjoyed the sparkly catch up this week as much as I enjoy the time with you, and yeah, I hope to see you again really, really soon. I hope you've had some lovely time to do some lovely sewing, or just something that you love. But for now, whatever you're doing, whatever you're up to, don't forget to sparkle. I'll see you really soon. Bye for now.